Man, I hope the completionist doesn't sue. Good morrow, people of the internetiverse. So today I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite games of all time. Helped me get through a lot, and it's one of the first games I ever completed. It means quite a lot to me, not just simply because it's a really well-made game, and that I completed it for the first, or one of few games I have ever completed, is this game and the series along with it, but because it was a game my dad brought home for me when he was working as an assistant manager at a charity shop. They didn't have the license or whatever else to sell video games, so back he comes, throws down this Game Boy Advance game and says, "Oh, here you go." At the time I had no other real games to play, no other films and TV shows, pretty much nothing to do. We didn't have internet at his house. I had nothing to do, and all I'd do is just sort of sit around and eat. Not the best way to spend your time. Isn't that right? Anyway, so this game is called Megaman 03, and it is one of my favourite of all time. I'll give you a quick, backstory on what the whole game is about. Zero is a Reploid, so essentially half human, half robot. And him, along with X, another Reploid, fought in a 100-year war, simply known as the Elf Wars, and they were the ones that were able to stop the war. They were so powerful, they won for the forces of good, and were able to banish the evil Dr. Weil and his huge-ass evil robot Omega. And they got banished to the moon, and they're gone. No issue there. Then in the first two games, Seal, a member of the Resistance and a brilliant scientist, is trying to find a new form of energy to reduce all the issues the world is having. The last big city, Neo Arcadia, unfortunately doesn't have enough power to survive and keep everybody going, so they're having to throw certain people out, and they're having to fight against the Resistance, not because they want to, but simply because the amount of energy that the Resistance has, it may be little, but that little will keep them going for a few more months, and they've got to do everything they can. So in the first one, Seal uncovers Zero, who's been left dormant and asleep for many, many years, wakes him up, and they escape the centre he's held in together. He then joins up with the Resistance and helps them keep Neo Arcadia at bay while she continues her research into a clean and just a clean new energy source to keep the entire of Neo Arcadia and the rest of the world going. In the second one, they hire a new soldier. Did that keep recording? Because I just got a call from Greg. Dick. Just edit where I stopped to now, and I'll fit it back in. In the second game, they hire a new soldier called El Piso, who is quite brilliant, but at the same time quite shy, and has only a little bit of a hero worship for Zero, and quite a lot of love for Seal. And he decides that the best way to combat the whole Neo Arcadia problem isn't to keep waiting for this new energy source and just keeping them at bay and, pushing them back. He decides that he's going to come up with this brilliant plan to bring down Neo Arcadia and kill them, so it's never a problem. It's not right. So Zero has to step up and stop him. El Piso disappears, finds the Dark Elf, which is the most powerful form of energy in the world, but super evil, and uses some weird sciencey magic to turn Reploids and people into disgusting evil robo-monsters, or just regular monsters, and they kill stuff. But he's gone crazy with power and thinks that's right. So he unleashes the Dark Elf. You as Zero then have to stop him and attempt to stop the Dark Elf, but it runs away. And that brings us into the third game. In the third game, you feel a strange disturbance. There's a big explosion and a mass of energy at an old abandoned factory, and you're sent to go check it out. And you get there, and you find that Omega and Dr. Weil have returned, and they're trying to take over the world, in the beautiful words of Brain, not Pinky. So it's a pretty basic story. I've probably made it far more complicated than it needs to be. Essentially, evil scientist, evil robot, good robot, kill them. Why didn't I just open with that? Oh, it's going so well. So in this game with Zero, you get a choice of 4 weapons. Your Z-Buster, which is just your regular sort of laser pistol that you can charge up to 3 different standards. The Z-Sword, which is again just a regular sword that's got various combos or a charge attack. The S-Boomerang, or the Shield Boomerang, which is just simply a shield that you can then throw at people. And the Recoil Rod, which is like the sort of police batons they use to breach into doors. It seems really confusing to have that alongside the others, but it works really well because you essentially use that to destroy blocks or push open doors, push walls back, that sort of thing. It's pretty cool. And as you go through the game, the more bosses you fight, the more stuff you unlock. You earn elves, which you can use to improve yourself. You earn different body chips, which will mean you've then got firepower or thunder or ice. You gain foot chips, which allow you to jump more or cling to walls, things like that. You get head chips, which allow you to restore your health or your weapons will charge quicker. There's quite a lot of stuff you can collect and gain, and you go very quickly from being spindly, weak, and crushed under the enemy's boot to being the most powerful, destructive force in the universe. And it's pretty cool. It's a game that I used to get stuck on pretty much every other week. I started the game, couldn't beat the very first boss, because without the previous story, I was like, well, this is like the final boss of the last game, and now you've got to face him at the beginning. This isn't fair. I don't even know the controls. This is so mean. This is stupid. But I trained, I got better, and I got better, and I got better, and I was able to beat him. So yeah, I'm the best. Fuck you, game. I can do what I want. Now on to the next levels, where, the usual Megaman formula. You get given a choice of levels, you pick one, you go through that, and then you do the next ones. There's a specific order, so fire works well against ice, ice works well against thunder, thunder works well against fire, that sort of thing, the usual Mega Man style. And I started that, and I got panned again. I just suck, and I kept getting beaten. I got annoyed, and I'd be like, screw this game, I'm not playing this anymore, it's just stupid, I've invented this, it's the dumbest. And I left it there for a week, and I'd be like, oh, I've got nothing else to do, I'll try that again. And I get a bit further, and then I get to the boss, and I just get eliminated in moments, and I'd be like, right, okay, I'll keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying until I figured out, right, this boss is weak to, if you do this, this is the perfect way to beat that boss, this is the perfect way to beat that one. This one's really easy if you do these things, that one's really easy if you do that. Figuring out all the, tips and tricks, I guess, made it really simple. And after, the first few, you realise that, oh, okay, I don't have to worry anymore. I know that I can just blitz through all of this without much issue, because now you've leveled up your health to a point where you can just stand next to the boss and hit him with your sword. You don't have to have strategy, you can just hit him with your sword and you'll win. And you've leveled up your attack strength enough that you can just hit them with the sword. Nothing really. It got one of those modes where after the first 4 or 5 levels, you pretty much know what you're doing and everything just takes a shit ton of sorting. But it's a brilliant game, one of my favourites, and I can't name how many times I've completed it. I've got, on the Game Boy Advance version, I've got about a save file with 12 completions. Like, it starts again once you've completed it, so you can go back through with your better stuff. So I've got one save file with 12 completions, another with 7, one with 2, one on hard mode where I've only beaten the first boss and nothing else, and then there's another save file that I started the other day because I love this game so much. So I would thoroughly recommend it for anyone who's got a Game Boy Advance. Megaman 03. The other 3 are pretty good, but this is my favourite one. This is the one I love. So anybody who's got a Game Boy Advance, look it up on Amazon, eBay, give it a buy. You will not regret it. Anybody who's got a DS, you can get the Megaman 0 collection that's got 1, 2, 3 and 4. And you can play them through in the, I think it's called Rush mode, and you'll just play them all through. Or you can play them all separately, or you can play the mini games off of them, and all of that sort of thing. So, whichever console you've got, I thoroughly recommend them. Please buy them and support them, because then they might make more. They won't make more. But I can dream, damn it! Well, thank you very much for watching me ramble about a game that's about 12 years out of date, and nobody really cares about anymore. Thank you very much for watching, and please buy the game, and please continue to watch the crap I throw out every week. See you around, YouTube.